Hey there, pharmacy owners. Dr. Lisa Faast here, owner of two pharmacies and Diversifier X, and host of the annual Pharmacy Profit Summit. So, one of the obviously hottest topics in business, personal life, everywhere is AI. And I have been diving into AI for the last 18 months or so, learning from really smart people, other business owners, and seeing how we can bring that into pharmacy, right? I'm one of those, it's the train you can't stop kind of thing. So we need to adopt it. Those of you that are old like me remember when websites were first a thing, and there was some people resisting and whatnot. And now we can't imagine a life without websites. And I think the same is going to be for AI with your pharmacy. I think every pharmacy owner should be using AI in some way, shape, or form to help you be more efficient, right? For me, it's not about eliminating humans or getting rid of humans. It's about letting the repetitive, predictable work be done, ideas, strategies, some of those kinds of things be done by AI, and then the humans go do the human part. And so the easiest place to talk about AI and bringing it into business is marketing and sales. There's no excuse now, not to have a blog or not to do certain things when AI can go write them for you. When it comes to your marketing ideas, strategies, you can punch into AI, hey, I want to sell more of this supplement, give me 10 ideas. It is literally an idea bank, if you will. AI is smarter than most people in our world. So it's like having that smart, experienced best friend to help you bounce ideas off of. That's where I've been using AI, probably obviously the longest when ChatGPT came out. Yes, it can make funny rhyming poems too, but it's really, really good at strategy and ideas. And it actually has gotten really good at designing things now, like the visual graphics. I stayed away from the visual stuff when it was, misspelling words. Now it's kind of fixed that. So it's really good. I think every business owner, pharmacy owner should have just the minimum paid GPT account. It's $20 a month. I guarantee you'll get way more than $20 back in efficiency. Those of you who are Pharmacy Badass University members, we actually have a whole bunch of custom GPTs that are available. So these are trained GPTs that I've trained to do certain functions like plan a live event or help you evaluate controlled drugs or, all these different kinds of things. And you can't use custom GPTs, whether it's for me or anybody else, unless you have that paid account. So, and when you get the paid account, you unlock memory. That's the big thing. So you can start to quote unquote train your GPT because it'll retain memory whenever you have that paid account. So marketing, sales, communication, writing emails, all those kinds of things, like that's kind of like level one AI, if you will, of how I would recommend pharmacy owners to use it. Level two is helping you create structure and operations and systems. That's, obviously what a lot of pharmacy owners need, but none of us want to sit down and do those things, whether it's training manuals for an employee or helping you with job descriptions or those kinds of I'll call operational documents. GPT is fantastic. Great for agreements, not that I'm telling you to bypass a lawyer, but most agreements that pharmacy owners enter into, don't need full on ironclad contracts, worth paying a lawyer $10,000 to do. So I use GPT for all of our agreements, job descriptions, job offers, all those kinds of just operational documents, even things like IVR messaging. Don't pay for somebody to do your IVR messaging. Just stick it into ChatGPT. It'll give you a script, record yourself reading the script, and then stick it in your phone system. So all those kinds of operational things, that's level two. Level three, which I honestly didn't think we would be getting to level three for quite a while, but smarter people than me thankfully exist out there, is the actual operations of your pharmacy. And so this is being accomplished not through large language models, LLMs, which is like what ChatGPT is, it's being accomplished through agentic bots or agents, AI agents. And one of the things that was kind of hindering this was the integration with pharmacy management systems, with PMS systems, and integrating the data, being able, data to go back and forth. And PMS systems do not make it easy to integrate. It's not that they're evil or bad, it's just complicated. But enter the world smarter people than I, and they are using agentic bots to perform work on a pharmacy management system, any pharmacy management system, with visual cues. So no longer is it necessary for an integration at a data level, at a software level. The bots are operating just like your humans operate. Your humans don't integrate on a data level. They see a screen, they see a field, they see that the field says name, they know that the name goes in the name field. And so that's what happens with these bots. These bots see a field, see it says name, they know that the name goes in the name field. And so there are now companies that are creating bots for pharmacies to do that repetitive, low-level work that doesn't take a human, to make it better. So it's going to free up your human time to do human things like call your patients and ask if they want OTCs with the delivery, or to suggest drug-induced nutrient depletion, or to go out and market profitable services, things that only your humans can do. And so I've become very quickly a big fan of these agentic bots. And truly, I think it's one of those things that I think eventually that's going to be the norm. Maybe not every pharmacy needs it right now, but in terms of scaling, being able to scale, I hear from you guys all the time that the number one thing that you are most worried about, and why many of you are not actually trying to grow, is humans. You can't find humans, right? Like, you're having trouble finding good humans, getting them to show up on time, getting them to, do the work, to care, all those kinds of things. Now, certainly there's good humans out there, but it is hard finding the good humans. And so adding these agentic bots, one, you get, I'll air quote it, triple the efficiency. Your bots can run 24/7, whereas your humans work an 8-hour shift, right? Even if your pharmacy is open, maybe 9 to 7 or 8 to 6 or something, like, it's pretty much kind of like an 8-hour workday, is the way your pharmacy's, kind of set up. So these bots can be running 24/7, in the sense of doing their things in the background and those repetitive tasks. So it frees up your humans from those repetitive tasks. Now, these agentic bots do cost money, but I will say that they are cheaper than hiring a technician or a cashier, and you get kind of that triple efficiency out of them. And so there's been a couple threads and a couple Facebook groups of talking about these AI bots, and there's a couple of questions that have come up. So I thought I would answer for you guys some of these questions. The first one was about HIPAA. Is this a violation of HIPAA, using these bots? And so, because the way these bots are working, and it's a visual, they're going on top of your software. There is no data being exchanged. There's no data that leaves your PMS system. So you're not exchanging information with anybody. Just like even if you were to use another software that you export your data from and import to, or you connect to, there's also HIPAA compliant data gateways. HL7 connections is probably the most common one, that this wouldn't violate HIPAA even if you did it through one of those connections. But the way these agentic bots are working, so that they don't have to do the integrations with the PMS, is it just sits on top of your software. There is no data extraction or data storage or anything like that. So you're completely fine from a HIPAA standpoint. From the next question is like, is this legal, right? Can I use agentic bots? Now, if you called up your board of pharmacy and asked them, I don't think the person probably on the other side of the phone is going to know any which way how to answer. I look at this as the same way as we have systems in many PMS systems that will auto process a refill, right? The systems are set up to auto process, but humans are obviously still checking, humans are still approving everything. So I don't think this is any different than the PMS systems that are already doing some of these automated tasks already built into their software. That's my personal opinion. Obviously, boards of pharmacies might come out with an official opinion at some point, but much like calling boards of pharmacies about compounding rules or 503B rules or some of these FDA stuff, like, they're humans too. They're not necessarily experts in, kind of like the leading edge type of stuff. But so from my standpoint, I would say that they are legal. They're the exact same as your software auto processing things. And obviously your human is going to go look at it and evaluate everything. So that's my personal opinion on that point. The next kind of popular question is, what are my employees going to feel if I'm if I get this AI bot? So we already have a couple of Pharmacy Badass University members that are implementing bots in their pharmacies. And so far, the feedback from employees is fantastic. They're happy to get rid of the repetitive, non-thinking tasks and go do what they can do. And it relieves the work burden from them so that they can be their best human selves. And so far from the teams that I've spoken with and interacted with, the feedback has been very, very positive from the teams. I think this is the way forward. This is how you can greatly increase your volume. At some point, volume becomes a part of the game. Not that I'm a person that's volume for the sake of volume, but you could start doing a lot more prescriptions with your same human people, your same footprint, those kinds of things, if you're using some of this automated technology that is out there. So I'm all about AI, diving into it, creating a bunch of AI stuff for our members, presenting on AI at the Pharmacy Profit Summit. We did a bunch of AI this year in 2025. Our upcoming summit in 2026 is going to be more AI. We're going to specifically have agentic bots. We're going to have present on those. We're also going to have owners and employees from those that have implemented AI in the operations part be presenting and sharing their story. So if you're curious at all about AI and in any way, shape, or form, from kind of the basics to what I would consider like this is like top level, having your agentic bots help with some of your pharmacies, please reach out. I love this topic. It's very interesting to me. Of course, I love technology, and I love seeing how it's being implemented to keep pharmacies alive and keep you profitable. But I definitely think agentic bots from a processing prescription standpoint is just a must do. It's even for very low, very low volume. I think eventually it's going to be, because you want to be working on the profitable stuff, right? Like all the tactics and revenue and things that I tell you all guys to go do to make profitable revenue. Those are the things that humans can do. Let the computer peeps take care of the repetitive, non-thinking tasks. So hopefully this was helpful for you. If this is all new to you, please post your questions below. I'd love to hear feedback from any of you that have implemented any of this stuff. And I invite you to come to the summit in March 2026, where we're going to have lots of things about AI and lots of things about other things that'll help you have a continuously profitable pharmacy that you actually like to own. So can't wait to hear back from you guys. Post the comments below, and we'll talk again soon. Bye-bye.